Hello, lovelies of YouTube land. Great to see you here. This is Raving with Rua here on the YouTube channel Songs from the Rua Room and episode 2 of Raving with Rua. How are you all doing on the feast of St. Nicholas? Happy Sinterklaas, as we say here in this part of the world. How are you all doing? I hope there's a few people watching live. I'm not sure. Come into the comment section. Let us know if you're on. Very nice that you joined us here. I have a couple of announcements. As always, if you're watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button there below, over there somewhere, down there, yeah. And give us the old thumbs up or the thumbs down and all that stuff. As always, the virtual tip jar is open there. If you'd like to donate to the Rua Room at any stage, the PayPal link is there. All of these links are down below in the description. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This is episode 2, as I said, where I chat to singer-songwriters from Belgium and beyond, industry, professionals, all kinds of people. And my guest today is this fella here, the great Jim Cain from Uptown Ghent. There's his website. You'll get all of Jim's information about his music and that on his website, jimcain.be. There he is. And I do believe the man in question is standing by there. So let's bring him on and say hello to Jim Cain. Let's do that. How are you, Jim?
Hi, I'm fine.
There he is. There he is. I'm fine. And yourself? Happy Sinterklaas. Did the Sint come?
Thanks. Did the synth come? Not yet in any case.
Not
Maybe,
yet. Well, the night is not over. Yeah.
No. Still have some time left.
You have, yeah. To be a good boy. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the key.
That's for Freddie.
Don't mention Freddie. Freddie told me all about the crack last week.
Well, that's
and I know it's a few days. What stays in Cain's apartment, what goes in Cain's apartment stays in Cain's apartment. That it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Freddie said he had a good night. Your birthday was a couple of days ago, so happy birthday.
Thanks very much.
Yes, yeah. I won't ask how young or old you are, but you're young. You're young enough. Young enough to and old enough to know better. That it.
Well,
how have you been? I've seen you a few days ago. We were hanging out down there, and where was the Café de Loja, and we were over at Herberg Macarius, and
we were.
Yeah, you had a great little gig.
A great little gig, yes. I think like 2 days ago on Wednesday night, I played 3 songs there. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, a very high standard of singer-songwriters, I thought. I thought so. No more than yourself. I'm definitely a fan of your songs and of your show, Jim. And it's lovely to have you on here to talk a little bit. Just before I get you to sing a song, maybe just tell us a little bit about yourself. You're a school teacher by trade, right?
I am. This is just a hobby. My day job is teaching, but I like playing music, so that's what I do. I just try and have as many shows as I can, because it's just nice to write songs and to meet new people and to be on a stage and. So yeah, but teaching is my day job. Yeah, that's true.
It is. And do you find it easy or difficult or to find gigs as a young singer-songwriter these days, or how does that work for you?
It's a very tough question because most gigs actually happen by coincidence. Like I get an email from someone saying, "Hey, we need someone quickly," and that's how they start. Actually, when I send emails, as you will probably know yourself. About let's say 85% of them go just unanswered,
unnoticed. Absolutely, that's the hardest part.
And 5 to 10% do answer back, but they say, "Oh, we don't do it anymore," or "No, we're full, we're booked." So it's I can't complain. I can play. I have gigs very regularly. I can't really complain, but these things actually just happen by coincidence or people that I know that ask me to do something, but it's harder than it used to be, I think.
I think it's for everybody. Yeah, I think it's the same for everybody in whatever level they're on. Everybody's kind of struggling with finding the work and getting the gigs these days. And have you tried other territories like Ireland or any other countries, Holland, Belgium, Holland, Germany, I mean, for example,
No,
or not really?
no,
It's always
not
been
yet, because as I told you, this is not really my profession. I'm a teacher
indeed.
first, and then a musician.
Yeah,
So I mean, being a teacher obviously gives me a lot of time to work with my music and to do some and to do gigs, but actually to plan
sure.
tours to the Netherlands or to Germany, that
Other
just hasn't
places.
happened yet.
Yeah. Well, maybe one day.
I've played quite a few times or quite a few years in Ghent, but only recently, I think last year, after the release of It's All Here, I decided to go a little bit further. So I went to Antwerp and Brussels and West Flanders. But that's the new territory for me actually.
Yeah, but you're fond of Ireland. You've been over on
Oh
vacation, like
yeah,
you've been there. Yeah, not
I
too
think I
long
go
ago, I
there every
believe.
year,
Do you?
every year
Yeah.
for the past
And you,
4 or 5 years, I think. Yeah.
yeah. Any good experiences? Well, I suppose all good experiences over there. Because you were
Yeah,
telling me
I've
you had a lot of good times, met
oh
good
yeah,
people.
yeah. Well, you were there as well on one occasion. That was a little bit
Yeah.
of a downer, but
You can't win them all, Jim. You
yeah,
can't
can't
win
win
them
them all.
all.
No, no, but Ireland is really it's the greatest country to actually travel solo. I like to travel on my own, and
Sure.
everybody's so friendly, beautiful nature, lots of things to do. So I always love Ireland, and I think I met you not last year, but the year before that,
Hmm.
and we also met. I also met Benjamin Turner. Is that right?
Yeah.
Ben Turner, the guitar player, and Linda Collin, of
And Linda
course,
was there. Yeah, she was. And I'm hoping
in
to do
Galway.
a little live stream with Linda because she lives in Germany now. So she
Does
might
she?
even be watching live. I'm not sure if she's in the comments there. If you're watching live on YouTube, Linda, and you're out
Yeah,
there,
if you're here.
drop in and say hi. But I'm hoping that Linda will do one of these streams at a later time, as I'm a
Oh,
big fan of Linda's
she's
music
great.
as well. Great songwriter.
She's amazing,
Yeah, and a
amazing
lovely
voice.
person too. I don't care what to say
Yeah.
about her. She's okay. Listen, go on and sing us an old song, will you? While you're just to get yourself warmed up, and tell us a little bit about it, will you? Please.
Well, I won't tell you too much about it. No, it's a totally new song actually. It's a song that I wrote in August, which to me is totally new because I don't really release that much music that regularly. But it's a nice little like love song, which I'm not really fond of doing. But this is a song called "Wrong Way Home." It's about having one last night with someone you love, knowing that it will be the very last night, and you wish to hold on to that feeling as long as you can. So you take the wrong way home to make the evening last a little bit longer. Well, I heard you leaving soon after tomorrow. Must be some of your precious time left to borrow. Before you go, now you leave this place abandoned. One thing I must confess to you, my traveling companion. At times I danced and I prayed for rain. Try and change your mind about taking that train. They only ever stay to take you out to Rome, to get lost with you. I took the wrong way home. We always haunted one white line after the other. We could have died so many times, oh, but we didn't bother. Never lost in thought, but we were always caught up in talking. Something always changed in me when through your door I saw you walking. But the end of the road now is drawing near. Getting lost without you is still one of my biggest fears. You made me see it's hard to be on my own. It's why we made this turn, baby. and took the wrong way home. Come on, take the wrong way home. The wrong way. But last night you got into my car, and as you closed the door, I put my foot down to the floor. You said, why don't we take the long way around, like you did before, like we did before. We've got one last chance now to roam. These streets are all we've ever known, and these lives will be outgrown. And far away our dreams are blown. Let's buy some time, now we're still alone. One more drive now, taking the wrong way home. Come on, take the wrong way home. Come on, take the wrong way home. Come on, take it, come on, take it. The wrong way with me.
Round of applause. Jim Cain, ladies and gentlemen, here on Raving with Rua. That's a lovely song. Did you say that was unreleased, Jim?
That was unreleased. I played it a few times before today, like maybe 4 or 5 times in total since August. But it hasn't been released yet. Maybe I'll
World
record
premiere
Sunday.
here then.
More or less.
More or less. All of my, 100 million subscribers will have heard that now.
Yeah,
Jim. So
no,
that's great. Where can people get your music, Jim, if they ask?
They can take a look at the website. So maybe
On
you
the-
can
on
put
the web and
website
all the
up or
links.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
all the links. They're on the website. There's the list of the concert that I'm playing, but also the music. You can find most of the music online, on SoundCloud, on Spotify. However, if you're very old-fashioned like me, there are still CDs. If you go to a gig, you
Oh,
can-
yeah.
yeah,
Physical
buy
things, my God.
physical things. Yes,
Good man.
absolutely. You
For the
can,
road and
it's all here. This is the
and
most
it's all
recent
here.
one.
yeah.
So you can find most music online, but there are, I think, a few songs on here that aren't online. I should take a look again. But yeah, online, Spotify, SoundCloud, Vibe, Facebook, and of course these CDs once you go to gig, or if you just email me, I can always
Fantastic.
send you a copy if you want.
Yeah, brilliant
So,
stuff. And come here to me. You were telling me a story about a Dublin experience with the one and only Glenn Hansard. Was it with Glenn?
It was, well, I met Glenn very briefly in Dublin 3 or 4 years ago.
Mm.
And I was just walking on a street in Dublin, and I saw him, which wasn't too strange because
No.
Being a Dublin
Yeah, being living there and all. Yeah,
uh,
being a resident.
Dublin guy, yeah, a resident
Yeah.
of Dublin. So that wasn't like too special, but it was just a huge coincidence, and I did something that my dad would do. My dad, I was so embarrassed when my dad did. When he sees
I hope he's
someone,
watching this.
yeah, I hope so too. And my dad, oh no, that guy's walking over there. So my dad would automatically go to that person and shake his hand or having a talk with him. And I just absolutely hate it. But I did exactly the same thing. I crossed the street. I didn't get run over, but I crossed the street and I blurted out like, "Oh, Glenn can have a picture." And I was so embarrassed after that because my bag was full of my CDs and I forgot to give him one. And I felt
Right.
so
bad.
so bad. So 2 years after that, I got a message that he was playing in Kilkenny, in Ireland. So I thought, okay, this is a second chance. So I, again, with my CDs, I went to Ireland. I went to Kilkenny in the Set Theatre, great little theatre, really small, and I was front row, right, really close to the stage, and it's like only like a meter away from him. And at the end of the show, he sang a song a cappella, just at the on the edge of the stage, and I thought it's now or never. And I handed out the CDs, and he accepted it, and I got to meet him after the show, and he signed my set list, and I have it here. I got a
Ah,
set list
really?
here. Yeah, and he signed it, and
How
he said,
lovely.
"Jim, raise your voice up." And it's a strong advice for every singer-songwriter. I
Absolutely.
always try to ask my heroes what the most important thing for a singer-songwriter is, and actually it's just this: raise your voice up if you feel something, if you want to
Yeah.
get something out. You should do it. But that was a nice experience for sure. Yeah.
Very much so. What do you think is the most important thing for you as a singer-songwriter? I mean, if somebody asked you who was kind of getting into the business for the first time, even younger than you are, what would your advice be to them as somebody really starting out in the business?
That's a good question. I think staying true to yourself is a good piece of advice.
Yeah.
It's why whoops. Let's see. That's the first concert deal I got from your
There you
100
go.
million
That must be a
subscribers.
gig. That must be a
It
gig.
must be a gig.
Or a record deal.
Or a record deal, yeah. But I don't release that much music because I'm very picky. I'm very perfectionist, and I really want to have a song to have meaning for me. Because some people might tell me, "Oh, that's a great song. Why don't you release it?"
Yeah.
But I won't because I want to stay true to what I'm trying to do. So that's
Yeah, you kind of feel it in the gut whether it's ready or not, don't you?
yeah,
You kind of
yeah,
you kind
yeah.
of
So
realize, okay, this
trust
is
your gut and don't really. I mean, I wish it was a bit more commercial with a more success. There's, but I don't want to. It's just
no,
like
you have to.
if,
You're right.
if I,
You're right.
if I
Just
don't
to-
release music for a year or two, that's fine.
No, you're right.
I
You have to,
keep doing
you don't need
my
that
own
pressure. You're
never-ending
better
tour,
off. Yeah, you're better off, as you said,
Mm.
doing it at your own pace. And
That would be my advice. That's how I do it.
yeah, because you also have great, for a young singer songwriter, you have great taste. You love. Some of the big people in your life, I know, are of course Dylan, Springsteen, like Jackson
Yeah,
Brown. You don't
sure,
these kind of
absolutely.
people. How did you get
He's over
into?
there.
How did you get into that kind
Running
of?
on empty is right there.
Oh, he's right
See?
behind you. Look at
He's
this.
running on empty right there. Are you talking about Jackson Brown now? Or
No, I was going to ask you how did you just first discover those kind of people? Did you have other people in your family who were into that? Because it's kind of old school music. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Van de Man and all that stuff. Where did you hear it first?
Yeah, I know. Most of it came through my dad.
Yeah.
I was a kid that when I was 9 or 10 years old, I discovered this Frank Sinatra CD in my dad's collection. I listened to that, which was kind of a weird thing for a 9-year-old kid to listen to, and I was always intrigued by stuff like that because those were things you didn't hear on the radio. And when I was young, a long time ago,
Younger.
I didn't really listen to what my friends were listening to because it was everywhere. But I tried to look for things that weren't everywhere. So the second album I discovered was, I think, Blood on the Tracks by Bob Dylan. I was just intrigued by the cover. I didn't get any of it. It was the weirdest thing I'd ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
But it intrigued me, and always the name stuck in my head. And then my dad introduced me to Neil Young, and then later to Springsteen, and I discovered Van Morrison on my own. And so yeah.
So he's not all bad. Your dad.
Not all bad. No.
I hope
There's
he's
a-
watching this. Speaking of
Yeah,
which,
that's-
how is my lady? How is your granny? How is your granny doing? My
granny's doing
favorite
great.
lady.
Your favorite lady.
Yeah, she okay?
She's doing great. She's doing great. She sends a love.
What age is she now, Jim?
That's a good question. It's
She's
well,
80s.
you were there for
Well,
her 80th birthday.
I
2
played her
years
80th
ago,
birthday. Yeah, so 80ish.
82,
We won't embarrass her.
80ish.
80ish. I was going to ask you. You were going to sing a song called "Restless Heart" for me, one of my favorite Jim Cain songs. So give us a little bit of a background to that, and if you're in the
it's-
mood.
If I'm in the mood, it's a song that I wrote last August, I think. Yeah, and it's based on most of the songs. I wouldn't call them autobiographical. They have bits and pieces of certain things and of certain people
Yes.
and of certain like universal things maybe. And but this is a song called, as you said, "Restless Hearts," and it's about not really wanting to make decisions in your life because you always think that you're going to get something more or something better, and so you end up just pushing away the decisions or walking away from decisions or responsibilities, and that just doesn't bring you anywhere. It's because you have this restless parts in your heart that thinks like, or that thinks, I can do better, or maybe this is not the right choice for me.
Sure.
But that's the
That's the
problem.
gist of it. I have to, before we go on, I just noticed that our friend Jack Rabbit is on there, and he put up a
Oh,
comment
is he?
there. It says millennial with boomer taste. Same though. I don't get that, but I'm too old for that. But anyway, that's how you, Jack. Nice that you joined us.
Okay, cool.
Nice to see you there, Jack Rabbit. I'm going to do a live stream with him as well. He's a great character. I like Jack.
Oh, he's great. He's
He
terrific.
sure is. Go ahead there now. I put you on full screen.
All right. We'd had so many chances for which we prayed. One dark day we lost our way, threw them all away. Moving on without mending all of our broken parts. Maybe we just both restless hearts. Always moving closer to the race's finish line, where you'll have me, and finally you will be mine. The winner takes it all, but we pass on the rewards. Maybe we're just both restless hearts. Maybe we're just both restless hearts. At night we scare ourselves with all our promises and vows, but a mighty sword above our heads in the hours that time allows. Both losing our game of chance, always one of us jumbling the cards. It always stops, but it never really starts with these restless hearts. With these restless hearts. With these restless hearts. We want it all and we want it all at once. We may find what we think we need on one of our restless hearts. We can see what we have, only what tears us apart. It's the flaw of a restless heart. Maybe it's the law of our restless heart.
Gorgeous song, Jim. Jim Cain, folks.
Thank you.
Jim Cain. JimCain.be. You'll find all his information. You have a few nice shows coming up in the near future.
Yeah.
You were saying to me, and yeah, I'll be at one or two of them. Let us know just briefly what's coming up for you.
What's coming up for me? Yeah, quite a few things. Tomorrow night I'll be in Elsene, near
That's
Brussels.
Saturday the 7th of December,
That's
folks.
Saturday the 7th. Yeah. There's a folk music fundraiser for an organization called Oasis Belgium.
Yes.
Tries to stop human trafficking.
Great.
It's a great deed. It's a nice charity. So
Very good cause.
hopefully
Well done.
I'll meet quite a few people from the Brussels Folk Club there.
I'd say you
since-
will. We've
since the
we've
same
a long
stable
both
of
have a
musicians.
long we've a long old history at the Brussels Folk Club. We
Yeah,
do.
we do. Yeah,
Great
we do.
people over there.
Yeah. So
Oh,
that's
man.
the first gig, and then
First
next
gig.
week on Friday I have the Runaway American Dream, the Springsteen gig.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about
where,
that, just for people who don't know what that's a side project, right?
Yeah, it's a side project, and it's something that I try to put off as long as possible. But it's like you said, Springsteen is one of my heroes, and the first shows that I ever played, people started thinking like, oh, those songs are great, but it sounds a lot like Springsteen. So that's why I immediately shied away from doing Springsteen covers. I think I only did one in all those years, and it was Thunder Road, because I never liked the association with him. I mean, I'm so glad I didn't compare it to Justin Bieber songs. So that's fine. But
Could be worse.
it could
Yeah.
be worse than that. But I
Or the other or some
yeah.
other red hair singer guy that you mentioned in your songs.
I know. Whose name we will not mention.
Whose name we won't mention.
Whose name shall we shall what go on unmentioned? But a few months ago in September, Springsteen became 70 years old. He got
did,
70,
indeed.
and I thought, I mean, I have to do it now. I mean, it's my hero, so I have to do some kind of tribute show. I really hate the word tribute show, but that's more or less what it is. I'm not an imitator, but
No, it's not. It's a homage. It's an homage
It's an
to
homage,
a
yeah.
great man.
Yeah, and I play a lot of Springsteen songs in that project. Actually, all of them are Springsteen songs, and
Although-
I try to do my own thing with them.
You do. They're not kind of
Yeah.
the most popular songs. They're
No,
songs that
no,
are a little
no.
bit less
If you-
less known, maybe.
Yeah, if you come to the gig next Friday,
Well, I'll be there. Apparently, I'm running sound.
Yeah, you are.
But
you are
if the
running
audience
sound.
come to the gig next
Yeah, if
Friday,
the audience comes to
Yeah.
the gig, then if they expect to hear "I'm on Fire" or "Dancing in the Dark" or "Born USA," it will not happen. Or if it happens, it will be in totally different, different style, different way. No, I like to focus more on the singer-songwriter aspect. So songs from Tunnel of Love or from Ghost of Tom Joad, Nebraska.
yeah,
So I like to focus on that because those are the songs that people don't know, and it's one thing I really hate about the public's opinion about Springsteen is that he's that guy from Born USA, and it's the only song they don't know, which is a
That's
great
right.
song, but it's not representative at all for what he can do as a singer songwriter.
absolutely. No, he's got such a wide range and a wide variety.
So
Just
that's what I
a
try to
lovely
do.
comment there from Val. Val's over in Dahan. Hi, Val. Lovely
hi,
song
Val.
indeed. It is. Hi, Val. Thanks for
you for
tuning in,
joining.
Val. So I was going to suggest. Would you like to go straight in to do a Bruce song for us? Would you do a song from the show?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, cool.
I have to decide which one. I'm okay. I think I'm gonna play this one now. It's a song from Tunnel of Love, which I really like. And I'll do something different with it next week. Something slightly different with it. So if you like this, you can come to the show. If you don't like it, I will play it differently, so you can also come to the show. So it's a song from Tunnel of Love. It's one of his most heartfelt albums, because this was he was still married, but the marriage was really falling apart, and those songs are really deep songs about relationships, and very underestimated record of his. Mainly due to the fact that it's horrible 80s production, but if you can look past that, it's quite lovely. I hold you in my arms as the band plays. What are those words whispered, baby? Just as you turn away. I saw you last night out on the edge of town. I wanna read your mind and know just what I've got in this new thing I found. So tell me what I see. look in your eyes. Is that you, baby, or just a barrel in the sky? I heard somebody call your name from underneath a willow. I saw something tucked in shame underneath your pillow. Well, I tried so hard, baby, but I just can't see just what a woman like you is doing with me. So when you look at me, better look hard and look twice. Is that me, baby, or just a barrel in the sky? Now look at me, baby, struggling to do everything right. Oh, then it all falls apart. Oh, baby, when out go the lights, I'm just a lonely pilgrim, and I walk this world in wealth. Maybe, baby, it's you I don't trust, 'cause I damn sure don't trust myself. Now you play the loving woman, I play the faithful man, but just don't look too close into the palm of my hand. We stood at the altar, the gypsy swore our future was bright. Maybe, baby, the gypsy lied. So when you look at me, you better look hard and look twice. Is that me, baby, or just a barrel in the sky? Tonight I bet it's cold. I'm lost in the darkness of our love. God have mercy on the man who doubts what he's sure of. Brilliant disguise for you.
And a brilliant version of it, Jim. Well done. Well done, Mr. Cain. And well done for putting that show together. And that'll be in the Herberg Macarius, folks, on Friday, this day week, on the 13th, Friday the 13th. Nothing to be superstitious or worried about. No, just get your asses over to the Herberg Macarius. What's your mug say? Is that a...
Oh, okay. On one side it says, Belfast, music is woven through the streets of Belfast. And on the other side, of course.
Of course.
Which is
you're a fan of that man as well, yes.
Oh my God!
Oh, you are.
You cannot imagine the news that Van der Man is coming to
basically
my
again.
backyard.
He is.
Yes. If I'm sitting outside here on my little balcony, I can hear the sounds from the festival. So, but I will probably go to the festival.
I'm sure you'll cross the field. You probably will.
Balcony.
I'm sure you'll cross the field.
Because I missed him. I missed him last time. He was here, I think, 4 or 5 years ago.
I actually saw that gig.
I was on a trip. I was in Italy, and I just felt so. So bad that I missed it. And he announced it actually yesterday morning. Or the Thursday morning that he was coming to Ghent. So I have my ticket. So I will be there very early and very close to the stage.
All right, Van the man. I want to just flash up your website again there for people who are interested in Jim Cain's music and gigs. Jim Cain .be, folks. That will get you directly to all of his gigs, all of his music, everywhere. You can get all caned up. That's right. It's all there. It's all here, as
It's
your
all
song.
there.
It's all there. What was I going to say? I had. Yeah, thanks everybody. Just wanted to say thanks everybody for dropping into the chat. We have at least we've got a few live viewers as well. Hold on, there's another
Great.
comment.
Clap, clap.
Just Luke, clap, clap, clap. See, there's a round of applause from Just Luke. I have a feeling that's a Luke over in the hand as well. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
hello Luke, and thanks for joining us. You're very welcome. That's really cool to have those little. I like that little feature where you can just pop up the comments on the screen there
Yeah,
underneath
it's
too from
nice.
the live chat, which is great.
Nice.
I will eventually, folks, be upgrading this plan. I hope to be able to simultaneously stream these to Facebook as well as YouTube live. So hopefully in January or so, I'm working on a sponsor for this at the moment, and I'm not going to say too much about it. But once I upgrade to the Pro plan, I will be able to simultaneously stream to Facebook as well, which is really cool because we a lot, Facebook and YouTube don't get on too well, so they don't agree with each other. So it's hard enough to make them talk to each other. So we have to do it in other ways. So that's it. We'll wrap it up soon, Jim. I won't keep it too long. I know you're waiting for Sinterklaas to come down there to drop into you. I know. I'm just looking at Bob there, looking over your shoulder as well. Hiya, Bob.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is. You have a nice little room there. Is that your home studio?
More or less.
Yeah.
I have a few mics here, and all the guitars are here, and the piano is here, right behind me.
Yeah, just the
So,
viewers
yeah.
should know Jim plays really great piano as well, and he'll be breaking that out at the show, at the Bruce show in the Herberg Macarius
Yeah,
on Friday. He's a lovely piano player as well as guitarist. So
thanks.
that's a big treat as part of his show. I love the songs that Jim does on the. I'm talking about you like you're not here now. I love the songs that Jim does on the piano as well. But it was lovely talking to you, Jim. There's a couple more comments here. Let me have a look. Yes, Val says yes. It's Luke in the hat. I knew it.
It is.
Val just reiterated hi from one ginger to another. See you in the Herberg next week. That's nice. Looking
right.
forward to seeing you, Val and Luke. Val and Luke are great supporters of music and singer songwriters. And me and you too, Jim. They follow us around and they support our gigs, and thanks very much for that. We couldn't do it without you. So we appreciate it very much. We sure do. Listen, do you want to have? Do we miss out on anything? Do you want anything else you need to mention, or a shout out to anybody, or anything you want to say before we wrap it up? Or did we
shout out
cover
to
it all?
someone.
We probably covered it all. I
Yeah,
think we
I think
did.
so. Well,
So gigs
I-
tomorrow night, gigs on
Yeah.
Saturday, and then the one after that is Herberg on Friday. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Herberg on Friday the 13th. And then, actually, yeah, there's one more recently, actually. I think I just got this yesterday. The day after, so December 14th on the Saturday, I'll be playing also in Ghent, but not with the Bruce project, but with my own songs in a Tinnepot Theater. I'm closing some kind of a charity event in Tinnepot at 4, Saturday 14th at 4 in Tinnepot. So you can
That's a
also
lovely
find
theatre
me there.
too.
And there's,
Yeah.
one more
Great.
in Roeselare, Breda Jazz. That's the name of the bar. Sadly enough, not the name of the festival, but the name of the bar, Breda Jazz Roeselare, on the 27th of December. So if you
Lovely.
don't know what to do between Christmas and New Year's Eve, there's going to be some music. 27th of December, but you can find all this, as you say, on my website.
JimCain.be. You will get it all there, folks. I want to thank you very much for joining me here today,
Well, thank you for having
Jim
me.
Cain.
great.
Lovely to hear your songs up close and personal like this. The internet held out for us as well, which was nice. You never know with live streams if it's going to break up, but I think it was very, very good. I think most of the problems were on my side tonight, which was weird, but that's how it goes. Will you sing us out with a song? Will you play us out with something? Maybe It's All Here? I like that one a lot. That's from the album.
You like that one?
I
That's
do.
great. Okay.
Would that be doable?
That would be doable if I can find. I think that's an F harmonica. Yeah. I'm gonna use a harmonica on it. So.
All right, good.
So we'll see how that goes.
See if you can find a mouth harp. Yeah.
Here it is.
Great.
I have to first
You will.
whole operation.
Whole operation. Yeah. I think it was Steve Earle that said that the harmonica was definitely invented by a blind man. It makes sense to me.
It does. It does. But this is great. This is a great quote by the late great Woody DeVille from the band Ring DeVille. He there was one live show that he did somewhere, and it's on DVD. And he puts on the harmonica for a song, great song called "Just Your Friends," which my dad really loves. And he says, "At moments like this, I'd like to kill Bob Dylan."
Yes.
Yeah,
I'd say there's a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about this song, sir, before you launch into it. When did you write it? Or
I wrote it long time ago, like 2 years ago. So the album, it's all here. Let me take it again.
yeah, do.
Like it's the title song of this album, and this album was released last year in May, but the song is, I think, 1 year older than that. So the entire album deals with the horrible year that we had, 2016, where we had the terrorist attacks in Brussels, where we had terror all over the world, we had a crisis all over the world, we had half of the great musicians seemed to die in 2016.
Yeah, incredible.
Early 17,
Yeah.
you know, Leonard Cohen, Prince,
Incredible.
so many others. David Bowie in early 17 as well, I think. So this album is actually an album full of healing. Like all the songs are connected to the healing aspect somehow. There were also some people from my own life that left us in that year or around that year. So I'd like to dedicate this maybe to them. So it's about missing something or missing someone, but having a look around and maybe finding the things you need and the little things around you. So it's all here. So I'd like to dedicate this to all those people like Anne-Sophie, Koen, Miriam. A few others. There's a crack in your heart where the mystery used to be. Now it's trapped in your mind, moving round restlessly. But we'll always want you near. We'll have to wait for a better year. 'Cause baby, it's all here. It's all here. Baby, it's all here. Don't you fear. Darling, it's all. At times you wish to leave with your bags of evening prayer. Let love's vision take you over and all the things you might find there. But we know you will be near. We'll have to wait for another year. 'Cause baby, it's all here. It's all here. Baby, it's all here. its own. You might get lost in all the days, in the last light of winter sun. See yourself in her pathways, thinking about what you will become. You're scared to go on today. Tomorrow's just an empty speech. We simply have to look to find roaring once more onto the breach, and we know you will be near. We'll have to wait for another year, 'cause baby, 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 it's all here. It's all here, baby, it's all here. Don't you fear, it's done and it's all. Thank you, Dahi, for having me.
Awesome,
Great.
my friend.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here, folks. That was Jim Cain. You are watching Raving with Rua here, my new live stream channel here on Songs from the Rua Room. Take care of yourself. I see you Friday at Herberg Macarius.
You do.
And looking forward to that show very much. And once again, thanks very much to our guest Jim Cain for joining. We will talk soon.
Okay, thanks, Dahi.
All the very best. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Take care. Thanks, everybody. Thanks.
So there you go, folks. That was Jim Cain, our special guest on Raving with Rua, here on this brand new live stream. That was Raving with Rua number 2, and hopefully many more. We're going to talk to singer-songwriters from around the world, maybe some music industry professionals, people like that. I'm really looking forward to these live streams. Jim did a great job there tonight, and the internet held up pretty well. I forgot to mention that I still have his Harley Benton 12-string. Maybe, do you want this back, Jim? I don't know. Maybe I can keep it. No, I should give it back to you, but that's yours, and it's coming back to you any day now. Any day now. So that's the plan. Listen, folks, have a great weekend. Thank you for tuning in. Please share this video later on when it's up to support Jim Cain's music, and of course support the Rua Room and Songs from the Rua Room, the YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button so I can grow the channel. And if, of course, as always, if you'd like to throw a few shekels into the tip jar, do so at PayPal, and that'd be great. Thanks once again. JimCain.pe. You'll find all of Jim's links there, and his show is called Runaway American Dream. That's one of his shows, a tribute, kind of a homage show to the great boss. And we'll be performing that at the Herberg Macarius on Friday night, this night week, 13th of December. I've been Dahi Rua. Thank you for tuning in and for all the comments and the shares and all that stuff. Have a great weekend, folks, and I will see you very soon on the next Raving with Rua.